Hello everyone, today I wanted to make a review on these huge speakers right here. These are the Razer Nommos. I think that's how you say them at least. I'm not exactly sure. Now, these speakers right here are speakers that were released by Razer about 6 years ago today, which might seem like a long amount of time, but the world of audio doesn't improve just as fast as, for example, the world of video, like the camera that I'm using right now. It's the Sony ZV-E10, but that's beside the point. Now, these are the Razer Nommo Chromas. They're like the normal Razer Nommos that came out at just about the same time, except those have RGB built in the bottom here, and they also connect via USB and AUX and not just an aux cable. Now, why are they $50 more just because of the RGB? That is unjustifiable to me, but those were the ones that were available at the time of purchase. Now, these are supposed to be gaming speakers, which I think by the name you can probably already imagine that they have plenty of bass, and they do. The bass on these speakers is the most shiny thing about them. The bass can get really loud and really punchy, especially in the sub bass, which is the thing that I'm missing in a lot of my headphones, so these can be great at times. But before delving too hard into that, let's get to the build quality. Now, when it comes to build quality on these speakers, it's really not that impressive. It's made almost completely out of plastic. The stand has a bit of heft to it so it can hold it in place and make sure it doesn't tremble backwards or forwards. The speaker part up top is completely fixed. You cannot tilt it upwards or downwards. It's also a fingerprint magnet. I mean, I got this thing like 3 days ago. You can tell this thing is... The plastic they use here is fine enough for the build quality, but it is really, really bad for fingerprints, and it gets a bit much. But obviously these are speakers. You're not going to be touching them much unless you're doing a review like I am. Hooray to me. So build quality wise, I'd say a solid 7 out of 10. It's not great. It's not bad, but I mean, they're speakers. You're not going to be grabbing them much unless, I don't know what you would possibly reach out for them to do. I don't want to ask questions. The right speaker is the one you're going to be connecting the power into. It has an aux in so you can connect it to your computer or your phone. If for some reason your phone still has a headphone jack, and I wish those come back. You can also connect your headphones to these, but I'm not exactly sure why would anyone do that. But then again, I don't review speakers because I don't have that much experience in different kinds of speakers, at least not ones that are really professional. So take my opinion as an average music listener and a gamer. Now, on the right speaker, you're going to find a bass dial and a volume dial. The volume dial, when connected via USB, at least in my experience, it directly controls the PC's volume, which hasn't been the case in so many other speakers where it has its own volume level and then you can increase it and decrease it through your computer as you wish, which is good integration, but sometimes it's nice to have options. The bass dial is real. The bass can be cranked up really, really high or down to a comfortable level. Now, usually my bass is set about 80% just because if I want some balanced sound, I'm going to be using some Sennheiser headphones, not these things. These things do not have a balanced sound. Now, speaking of sound, when it comes to the bass, as I've mentioned earlier, these speakers do a crazy, crazy good job when it comes to the bass, at least compared to the speakers that I've tried before, like the PreSonus E3.5 and E4.5. Those have great bass as well, but this just pumps it out like really, really tough. The mids are fine. They're not that great and they don't have that much crispiness to them because these actually don't have any tweeters. I mean, you're getting one, is this what they call a subwoofer? You're getting one of those and that's it. It's supposed to make all the frequencies. So the mids and the highs are not incredible, but they're highly detailed, and so for playing games like Counter-Strike and listening to most kinds of music and hip-hop, it should be fine enough. Plus, most softwares nowadays have great EQ options built in like Spotify, but still, speaking of that, I do not recommend that you crank the bass or the treble way too high or way too different than what's intended from the manufacturer because this may affect the performance. These are simply not tailored to play that kind of level of treble or even more bass than what's built in, and the bass that's built in is already quite good, so I think you should be fine for that. So these 3-inch speakers from Razer cost about $150 MSRP. I have not followed if they have many discounts going on, but I haven't seen that many of them. And so I think that concludes my review. I think they sound pretty good. I think they look really good for a gamer aesthetic, at least in my setup. I like how they look, at least the black ones. I don't know if there's any more colors anyway. So do I recommend these speakers? Well, from the perspective of a gamer and someone who listens to some music and does some mixing, it's not reference. It's not reference sound at all, but it's not trying to be. So if that's what you're looking for, I don't know why you're looking in this direction. But yes, I think they sound great. However, unless this Chroma thing or this RGB thing is really, really important to you, I don't see it justifying $50 extra. Do not get the Chroma version. Get the normal one. I don't know if there's any more benefits than the ones I thought of, but there's no Bluetooth, for example. If they add a Bluetooth to the Chroma version, that would probably justify the price a little bit more, but as is, just get the normal ones. For $100, they're fine. I don't know what other great options there are without having a 5.1 system or a 2.1 with a subwoofer down there. I think this is fine, but for $100, I don't know that many options, so I can't say if it's the best one, but in my experience, I like them. I would recommend them. Anyway, I hope this video helped someone. I'm probably gonna have affiliate links to these in the description if they're still on sale on Amazon, and I hope that you have a very, very, very wonderful, beautiful day.